Now, I'll keep saying it, but charity shops directly next to Waitrose...
There it is.
...with a car park are the elite charity shops. And I find that Barnardo's has got a corner on the market of putting their charity shops next to good supermarkets.
Even the lady actually at the desk mentioned,
100%,
didn't she, when we were paying?
She said it really helps being next to Waitrose. So we went in here. We start in this one, in this town, Warminster. We start in this charity shop and then we walk around the town. It's free parking for like an hour or something if you're shopping in Waitrose. And I'm more than happy to accommodate their fresh bread section after picking.
Just saying.
However, we always pop into this one first, and I just think this is the elite one. We normally do really well. We normally pick up quite a few pieces of women's wear. Last time we got cashmere scarf.
I was just going to say, you sold that scarf you got in the last time we were there. That wasn't like a few weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, and I found a hole in that scarf, and I still sold it. I had an actual burn hole in it when I stretched it out, obviously.
Which is really annoying.
I do that when I go home. But when I got home, and I still sold it for £25, so...
Isn't that amazing? Like, I know it was a great... Was it Lockmere?
Lockmere Cafe.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I think that's still a solid price for something with a big hole in it.
Common People jacket. This was £20, which was a bit pricier for this charity shop. It's a good brand, utility chillwear style, very like hipster fresh. However, it did get a little bit flooded by TK Maxx. It has come out of TK Maxx now, so hopefully the prices will rise again. However, £20 was...
a little bit much in a charity shop. Yeah, I agree.
So Austin's doing the men's, as always. Obviously, he starts in men's. I go to ladies, and he stumbles across...
not that.
He stumbles across a couple of shirts straight away, and you can see him. He picks them up in bulk here. So these shirts are all a bar brown shirts, and we will talk about them at the end in details. They are the Oliver shirts, which are discontinued, and they are all in different... textures of cotton.
Different. Exactly that.
And it's nice to find three together, right?
To be honest, I was quite chuffed. I actually showed you, like, there's not one, there's not two, but there's three. And to be honest with you, these shirts do sell. They sell really well. We've had a few of the shirts, a few of the shorts, a few of the polo shirts. Actually, I think a polo shirt we got in a recent video, an orange one.
Yeah, I also found this brand, which I honestly can't even remember. Rebound. Anyway, they sell it in Selfridges. I'll put the logo up maybe. They sell them in Selfridges for it's high retail, 3-figure retail.
And the Indian Cold?
Anthropology. I found a few more Anthropology pieces in this store after we found what we found in a minute. It's a great store for Anthropology, and they are very reasonable, between £3 and £4 for a top in this shop.
So I realised I'd missed this one. I was like, look, I found another one. I was like, oh, fair enough. Like, that was 4 at this point. I'm like, yeah, okay, great. And once again, they go for great money. So I was kind of like over the moon. You kind of get, if you're a reseller and you kind of see something you know is going to sell and sell quickly, more to the point, you do get a little bit jazzed when you find these different things, I think, don't you?
We pay £5 a piece, and we'll tell you how much that we're going to sell them for at the end, and more detail. We're doing a little haul at the end, so
you get us live and direct in your living room, on your phone, however you watch it.
Stay tuned for that one when we look at the product in more depth. It is half term. There are small Crocs in shot.
I love as you said that. They kind of came out of shot. Yeah.
So anyway, we carried on. Austin carried on, and this is sort of live step-by-step footage, isn't it, really?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make it known that I was kind of flicking through the rails, and it was what it was. And look what I found.
Another one. So what's this one at this point? This is number 5.
Another one. Yeah. 5. No, 5. I want to see 5.
6.
Maybe. Yep.
That's number 6.
Point, yep.
So we got 6, a couple of button-down collars, classic and tailored fit. Yep. So there's a sort of a range of different fits, but they're all the same size. So they're all size large. They're all shades of blue, which I find absolutely fascinating. So they're obviously from the same person. And then we find another one, another one.
But as I'm flicking through these shirts, As I'm flicking through these shirts, I was also looking, and there were other brands. We had a few. I think there was a few Spoke shirts there.
Spoke is a sort of mid to high end men's casual tailoring brand.
I think the name comes from Bespoke, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Because they are quite like tailored. They do a lot of different fits and styles, but they look very similar to the naked eye. It's just they're all about the cut and the fit.
They do like core pieces, and then they do like different shapes in the core pieces.
That's what I was trying to say.
And then so it's very cotton, corduroy, and denim.
Yep, agreed.
Very, very classic, very straightforward. A great brand to actually look out for when you're picking, if you can pick it up for a reasonable price, because it is one of those brands that sells repeatedly. I think their core customer is very repeat customer. Does that make sense?
Exactly that. So I came across one of the pairs of trousers and showed you, and basically said, look, we've seen Bespoke a few times, and it's usually expensive.
Yeah, and at this point, I was like, I was in my own world. I'm not going to.
You were in picking mode, weren't you?
But you were like finding pair after pair after pair, and you were like, I think these are corporate donations. I was like, no, they're not corporate donations because they're not new.
They're not new with tags. Yeah, agreed.
They're not new. They're all the same size. They're all just different colours. And then I said to you, I looked them up on the phone just for a rough retail price, and I said, let's do it. Let's get every single piece you can find.
They're basically anything between 110 and 160, depending on the style. Yeah.
Yeah, and they resell between 60 and 125. There are people getting retail on eBay for these pieces, newer tags. These aren't newer tags, but as we'll show you at the end, I would say 80% are
if not 90,
new.
Yep.
In the end, Austin just had to dump them on the floor because so many. We did find a pair of mulberry trousers.
Yeah. That looked terrible, but it was a clean floor, and it was just a case of it was just so much. It was like a lot.
We were emptying their rails. You can see the big gaps there on their rails.
Yep, another pair.
So we end up in the end picking up denim, corduroys, classic chinos, and we also got some shorts in the trouser department. They also had some Hackett with newer tags. I'm thinking about it. They weren't priced, but thinking about it, maybe we should have.
There was quite a few. There was once again, they're all very similar sizes as well. So I think maybe one person's cupboard. Some H&M, some Hackett. There was a few brands that kind of were more generic, kind of Oxford fitting kind of stuff as well. But they were very similar size. These are all Spoke. They're all shorts. The funny thing was, at the very beginning of the video, I realised that I brushed past them as I went to look at the jackets. Yeah. And that just goes to show sometimes, you never know.
So we paid £4 for the shorts per piece, and we paid £5 each for everything else, so shirts and trousers. In the end, I can't remember how many pieces it came to.
Individually, I think it was over 40.
It was over 40 pieces. Anyway, we paid £143.
I think that chap thought I was like looting the place. He looked really concerned up until the point I said, I'm just getting taken to the till.
He looked alarmed. At this point, I said to Austin, we just get everything here and then I'll look through the ladies because he was distracted. As you can see there on the till, it was a large amount. She thought she was lovely. Load. She was lovely.
That's the last pair.
She folded them all. We had a bin bag. Literally,
and then a large plastic bag.
So yeah, it came to 100, and we bought some other things on that.
I think 140-ish. I think it was, wasn't it?
140-ish and change
for those items.
And we'll tell you what our return will be on those items in the following clips. Well, we're back home, and we'll walk you through what we got. You would have just seen our lucky day today that we had. Basically, it was all one donation. We've already said in the voiceover, but it was all one donation from one person. So I can only assume that person just went into these stores and went,
every colour I shall own. Yeah, that's actually an interesting fact. They're all like same size, but all different colours and fabrics.
Yes. So we're just going to show you, basically go through them, show you what we've ended up picking up, and what we paid. We paid £143 for everything here. We did buy some additional items in the store, so it was a bit more. Yeah. But for everything here, we paid £143, and our return should be £2,248 roughly.
Give or take. That's based on kind of lower end comps as well, isn't it? You know what I mean? Estimates, yeah.
Right, so let's go. So the two brands that we picked up were Olabar Brown and Spoke. Should we start with all the Spoke stuff?
Let's do the Spoke stuff first. Yeah, okay.
Spoke is a higher end men's brand. It's not luxury, but it's sort of a more premium everyday wear or tailored wear, depending on what you buy.
I'm just going to hold them and you briefly go through.
Okay, so these were
£5 each.
Trousers and jeans. So £5 each. So first up we've got the new label Spoke. This is the new redesign. It's fantastic. We left the labels on, we haven't processed them yet, so you can see £5. These ones don't really have a particular name. They just tell you so how they size and how they like their shapes of their trousers. They do in like build.
Yep.
So it says build B, whereas a lot of these will say build A, or there's build C, and that determines the shape
Cut.
Or cut of the jean. Some of the other chinos have a more in-depth sort of styled names, etc.
The name itself is, so that's for like basic shape, and then they also have kind of more like you say, more specific on if it's I don't know, certain pockets, certain places, zips, whatever else, you know.
But it would appear that the jeans are just in shape. So these are a build B, 33-inch waist, £5. Retail on these jeans is between 125 and 135. Which is fantastic.
Just to give some idea as well, let me just hold that a sec just so you can see.
These ones are probably the most worn out of the jeans.
But I was just going to say though,
they're not salvage.
These, no, they're not. You say worn. These aren't worn at all.
No, they're like black, grey, black.
You mean worn out? As in the wear of them.
You can see they've been physically worn.
Yep. I was actually going to say, I would say, apart from those maybe, and maybe one of the shirts, I would actually say most of it seems. That's why I'm kind of with the program that you said at the beginning, where someone's liked them, enjoyed them, and said, right, let's have one of each colour, because most of these are new without tags.
These aren't worn. Yeah, so you can tell. Look at that. That's not been washed or anything. So these are just in the indigo colour, like classic jeans.
Even the creasing.
So these are build A, and they're a size 32, for example. But everything else, there's no name, like there's no like they're called like the Henrietta.
Yeah, like
or something
G-Star, for example, the companies like that have just names.
Yeah, so £5 as well. Those ones are as new. So the jeans I'm listing for minimum, at the moment, a reserve price is £60 each. However, people are selling them up to 125. So people are charging retail.
So I think those ones, once again, I think they're one of the one pairs.
Yeah, you know? Newer tags, they're charging retail.
Yep.
The next price available is 75, but we all know I like to push comps. So probably will list a little bit higher than this, but all our estimates and the price we gave, the 2,285, is based on low end, what we would be willing to, you know, do on them. So these are 33, these are a build B.
Just wanted to quantify as well. You make a good point there. When we give these prices, if we wanted to just kind of get rid of everything quick and just for the sake of it, maybe £50 a piece or something, it's quite easy to do, and you can make good money. And there's no hate if that's what you choose to do. But the fact of the matter is, it costs so little to have them sat. I'm okay with that, because in the long run it'll just tick over, and after 2 or 3 pairs, everything will be paid. Well, 2 pairs actually, everything will be paid for. So you know,
these are the chinos now. We're going into Chino City.
Yeah.
This is the older label that you might recognise from picking or when you're in your charity shops. That is the older label. £5 again for all these trousers. Now these trousers are a build A, so you see the build here,
lining too.
And you can go to their website and see
the references.
Chinos are 110, between 110 and 125.
Yeah.
So these are a 32 again, but on these they've got a name, so they break it down into names. This is a Sharps. Sharps are a little, from what I saw from my minimal research, Sharps are the ones that are a little bit more expensive, and then the Heroes and the Fives are a little bit cheaper.
Generic,
yeah. So these are in I will call it like a steel blue, but they're in fairly good condition. When I say fairly good, I believe they've been worn, but minimally.
There's no wear at all, in my opinion, on these trousers.
The chinos I'm going to aim for £60 a piece again, minimum. Older label here. These are a build A again, and they are Are they anything? Are you anything, sir? No, these are just. Oh no, here we go.
There you go.
These are size. Nope, these aren't anything. That's just their fun little tag. They're just standard ones, I guess. But they're in like a nice like grey colour, and they've got the button fly, which I always appreciate.
Yeah. Once again, we'll zip some of these, because most of these trousers or jeans, whichever they are,
because they're kind of, some of these like jean style, but kind of more chino fabric if you want.
Yeah.
Here,
so these are fives here. So these would be the sort of like lower price points. So these would be about 110 for these ones. Buttonfly again in that like still blue colour.
You just don't get these aren't cheap to buy. There was a few lines at TK Maxx at one point.
Yeah.
I believe, and a few items, but the kind of like the staples of the company, which these are, you don't see so much of those. And if you do, it's 1 or 2 piece, which usually seconds.
For example, so with the fives, I'll probably list these at a little bit cheaper than the sharps, for example.
Because the cost
but I'm
is higher
giving you a
usually.
blanket £60 just so.
I mean, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, but for the sharps, I probably will list a little bit more, maybe 75 or you know, I'm just giving you the lowest thing. So that's a newer label. See, new label. These are in a dark green. These are a build A again, and these are the 5. So these would have been the slightly lower price point. They got really cool lining though. Trucks.
These are.
I'm trying to follow tonight.
That's fine. I've got to steal more anyway. Photographing. These are the Spoke 0085s, I think.
So these are Spoke 0085. So from what I can see, these are sort of like a limited run. They've got they've got a different lining to them. They've also got no name in the back. The name is just here. So probably we'll list these ones a bit higher, just in case there is a man out there who specifically wants these trousers.
Once again, people do buy these trousers specifically because of the way they fit and the way they look. Well, I might say that. I know that sounds ridiculous. You carry on, sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to say this one's got a popper closer.
Yep, pop it.
I just did. And it's got a zip fly as opposed to the button.
Plus the fact, for example, these pockets, it has more kind of what we call a chino pocket with no button. These, for example, the neck, they have a button with the chino pocket. And the ones before had more of like a denim jean kind of style, but in a different fabric.
Yes.
Pocket, I'm saying, you know?
And then this is the last pair of these sort of chino-y styles. New label again. These are a build A. The Skylight to build A, just saying. And these are the heroes. So again, the lower price point, but still, I would expect 60 back. And these are in tip-top condition with our photos, with our listings, etc.
So there's another build A, I think. Yeah, it is.
The build A, but these ones...
Like a moleskin, no?
These ones are moleskin, so from their moleskin collection. You can see they're sort of like velvetized.
Yeah.
They're like soft velvet cotton. It's like a short head velvet, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like almost like a cross between brush cotton and velvet.
I've got to say, I really like the different kind of linings as well. Like this is like the solar system, for example.
Yeah, and this
that
one
is what
trucks. No, yeah, trucks.
You know. And they all seem to have, obviously not every single item is different, but like the lines are different. Even the zips, like these are, for example, like these are like the pretty much one of the most high-end zips you can buy within reason. The Riri zips. So once again, these aren't cheap items to buy retail.
Yeah, so they were £5 a piece, and I would expect between 60 and 75 back, depending on the style. Oh, sorry, these are shorts. Hold them up. Shorts. These are spoke again in their short style. These retail for £75.
These are nice chino shorts.
I'm going to try them at 50 and see how we go, because they are in very, very, very good condition.
Yep.
What are they called? These are casual shorts. Just says casual shorts. It's got the build there again, so and
these are all identical. They're the same.
Yep. So we just got beige, navy, light blue, like that steel blue, and pink.
Yep.
I like the pink.
So once again,
these were £4 each.
Yeah, these were. I think everything was £5 apart from the shorts, which were £4.
I'm gonna put these up for 50, but take offers over 40.
Once again, like shorts, this kind of time of year, like spot on really for buying. As much as everyone thinks like, oh, you know, kind of your August and July for shorts, people start buying shorts. I know people start buying shorts earlier for that season. You don't buy a raincoat in like, no.
When it's raining.
There you go.
You buy it before the rain starts.
Okay, so
next up, do shirts, and then we'll break it out.
Yeah.
So these are spoke shirts. These are spoke shirts.
Just take that one from me.
They're on the new label again. We paid £5 each. They're all the Oxford shirt. They do the Oxford shirt, and then they do a corduroy version of the shirt. These are all Oxfords. We've got 2 blue, 1 white, 1 grey.
These are all pocketed. Just grab those from me a sec. I just want to make sure they're all the same. They are literally all the same.
They smell nice.
And there's two. I think there's two of the blue ones, slightly darker maybe.
Yeah, there's 2 blue.
They're all basically pocketed. They kind of button down regular Oxford.
It's a slightly different colour.
Yeah, it is actually. I think you're right.
Yeah. That's like pale. This is like, yeah.
And once again, these were £5 each. We keep saying that, sorry, but like it's just kind of.
These are £5 each. I can't remember retail. I think it was 90. But I'm gonna go in £45 a shirt.
And these are proper, just like Bethany said. These are real heavy cotton. They're not like they're kind of what I call. It's a summer shirt, but it's not. It could be one in the winter. That sounds stupid, but yeah,
thick
it's a proper Oxford, you know.
Yeah, let's do the trousers first.
Let's finish those.
We just want to show you the quantity and like how much it is and what to look out for from this brand from our little bit of research.
We'll just kind of try and zip through these as fast as we can.
So these are the corduroys. These are all corduroys, all very classic corduroys. Corduroys always sell really well. I love picking up corduroys in whatever. These are mainly 5s. The 5s is the like range from Spoke. Apart from these, which are sharps.
Yep.
So these retail for 135 and the rest are 125.
Yep.
Retail.
And once again, see, so for example, I know it's a small thing, but the pockets on that one, which are obviously the standard ones, and then these, which I'm doing a terrible job of, are literally just kind of
more formal.
You're more kind of formal, almost like a proper trouser.
Yeah, so they're all build A. They're all 5s apart from the one sharps, all size 32.
So there's 1, 2,
and these sell
3,
well. These
4,
sell a bit
5,
better.
6 of those, and then the sharp 7 with you, and then the sharps.
So I'm going to list these all for 70, and I'm going to list these for 80.
And the thing is, like, don't get me wrong, there are as regards kind of quantity, like I just said, you've got to remember that with this kind of volume, which is amazing, it's just nice to have good quality. Like, it's not like wholesale. Like when you do a wholesale, a lot of the time, and it's not knock for a wholesale, but a lot of the time you don't know the quality, you don't know what you're getting.
You mean bundles though?
Bundles, yeah, I don't mean wholesale in general. I mean like I'm pre-owned bundles. And I think for something like this, to be able to just go in like as you saw in the video, we didn't know that was happening. It was just a case of there's a lot of it. Let's buy it all.
You showed me 3 and then it just kept on coming.
They kept on coming.
These are the Olabar shirts. Now Olabar Brown is what I would call a what would you call it? Like men's cruise wear. It's like casual.
I call it luxury vacation wear.
Yeah, luxury, like very much like Velvet Queen. If you've ever dealt with Velvet Queen,
these are nice size as well. That's large, but that's a good size large.
These ones are all cotton, but they vary in finish. So we got some sort of like more Pima cotton, and then we got some. This is like proper.
This is what I call like hard wearing heavy.
But look at the details. So you got the one, the orange stitch, and if you can see, the whole back edge is braid. Yeah, it's like braided.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. Like, yeah,
contrasting. So these shirts retail.
So there's one.
These shirts retail now between £245 and £295.
Yep.
So the price point has gone up on these, and as per will my pricing be, I'm gonna try listing these. I'm gonna list these all for 100 as it stands now. I might put them up a little bit more because that's more than less than half.
Like you said, retail has gone up, has shot up quite recently. So I think that's an important factor. And once again, when we mention the market, people sometimes laugh at us when we say the market is a bit like the clothes is a bit like the stock market. Not just for regards kind of pre-owned and prices going up and down because maybe things are popular or not, but also if something shoots up or something becomes really popular as a brand and prices increase, like instantly, like that means the resale will increase also.
So this is a blue one, but it's got that dark blue braiding. See how nice?
These will be the same as the navy one we just showed.
Yeah, so we paid £5 each, size large. So it's obviously a good size. The light blue with the white. I think these are called the Oliver shirt, which is actually a discontinued shirt. They only do one type of shirt now. Oliver tailored. They only do one type of shirt now, so that goes for us as well. If there's people looking for this discontinued shirt because they like the fit of the shirt. Yeah,
I was going to say they do the tailored fit as well, and the other one we had before was the classic fit.
Okay, there we go.
So they do the same shirt but in 2 different fits, very much like Ralph Lauren does and a lot of other companies do.
What's this one?
So this is a tailored fit also. So this is like the first one we showed you, but in a different style of fit.
Okay, so it's exactly the same. It's Oliver, but it's in... Yeah, it's got a hem, black hem.
Oh, there you go, my bad.
But it's in a different shape.
So there you go. So that's that one. And let me just grab that to just make my point. Is that the one? Yes. So the same shirt, exactly the same fabric, same colour. And this is a classic fit, and that is the tailored fit.
Yep. And then we also got, from the same brand, we got...
Oh, this is gorgeous.
What do you call this material?
I call this I'm So Rich on the Beach. Or in the beach club, like
it's
this.
Almost linen-y.
It might be,
100% cotton, but this is the.
That's some nice cotton.
This is the Leicester shirt. once again discontinued, but it's very breathable.
Look,
It's
you can
like
see through there.
it's very premium cotton, very breathable, very like beach wear, like wearing a pair of pattern shorts.
This
you know.
with shorts, like, killer.
They also did a 007 range, which goes for
That's
huge
cool.
money, humongous money.
But that was that one.
Yeah, and then we got this one.
We've got 3 of these.
And these
then.
are like polo shirt material,
these.
right?
So,
But they've got a button-down collar.
yep.
And these, we paid £5 for all of these. They're all a size
They're all pockety
large.
as well.
They're all really very, very, very good condition. No fading, no wear. This is an Oliver SOS, which I assume is just like Oliver hanging out.
Yep.
Oliver on the chill.
Tailored
Oliver
fit again. Tailored fit.
made in Portugal.
Yep. Once again,
anyways,
Portugal for cotton goods.
funny
or for lot
enough,
goods.
they're all blue. I think that's really funny. They're all blue. They're all blue.
No black. Oh, yeah. And as regards to Oliver, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
So we had 8 Oliver brown shirts. We paid £5 each for them. I'm listing them for a minimum of £100 each. That is £800 just back from those shirts. So all in all, we paid £143. We were expecting a return of £2,245 bottom
Conservatively.
conservatively. And I'm going to list for more. I'm going to cross list them. I'm going to put them on eBay first, obviously. Then I am going to cross list these two. I am going to put them on Depop because I have sold all of our brand on Depop.
And do you know why I was going to put on Depop? Not only have you sold, which is a very valid and great point, but also because we have a zip sale. On the basis we have a zip sale, it doesn't take any extra work.
I mean, sometimes, that doesn't apply, but in this case it does. I'm going to put them on Vestiaire, and I will be adding them to Poshmark.
How have you been finding Poshmark, Bethany?
I think we're going to do a podcast on it to just exhale all our feelings. I mean, there are mixed feelings across the community. I have certain opinions. I have very conflicting opinions. For
Yourself,
me,
though, internally, yeah.
I waited a long time. I know if a lot of people did, but I waited a long time for this because I'm a big. For anyone who doesn't know, we're big American market watchers. We
it
probably
kind of dictates a lot of what we do.
Yeah, we probably watch more American people than British people. Anyway, and I said as soon as Poshmark gets to the UK, it'll be an absolute game changer, and I still think it will be. I just think
I agree.
I have opinions about how they're rolling it out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which we will share in an upcoming episode of the Hard Sell from the Luxury Pickers, available on all major streaming services such as
iTunes, Spotify.
and
anywhere else you get your
Deezer.
This is on Deezer randomly.
It is on Deezer. Yeah.
Anyway, you get a podcast, you can get it. And if you don't, go to our YouTube. It's definitely on our YouTube anyway.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere there. Anyway, so we just wanted to show you them in real life and show you the little hauly we got.
I got kind of excited, I can't lie. I saw 1, saw 2, like you saw in the video, saw 3. All of a sudden,
Well, we saw the all of ours, and then we were like, "Oh, there's loads of spoke too. Should we get the spoke?" And I was like, "Oh,
it's cheap though. It's cheap.
We don't pick up a lot of spoke, and then I was like, "Oh, just get it all. The poor old dears behind the tills, they thought they'd gone to heaven.
I don't think she ever would see this video for
rolling
a
out
second.
the red carpet.
If she ever saw this video, honestly, thank you so much. They did
so
such
nice.
a good job. That would be horrific for anyone in retail. But every single item after that, thank you very much.
It was great. It was fantastic. We also got some other things from that shop. We got some anthropology, and some mediocre things like that, apparently.
Yeah, not mediocre, but just more generic items.
And I also
we thought this was a good video though.
I also purchased myself some dungarees, so look forward to that in an upcoming.
You wait. Bye.